The international break is over. It's time to predict the scores of week 29 of this 2022-2023 Premier League season. If you can cast your minds back, way back to game week 28, we'll top scorer with a lovely score of 10 points, because there was only a few matches that game week, was Safiq with 10 points and 3 exact scores. The overall leaderboard now, though, Ferrer 77 still leading the way on 267.5 points. But enough of last time. We've got 16 matches in this massive double game week to predict, so let's just get straight into it and get down to business.
Okay, so first up, we've got 12:30, the big one, Man City Liverpool. Now, for me, I don't know why this has a Man City win written all over it, especially considering, take out the Newcastle game from it, Liverpool away from home haven't been great, so I'm going to go 3-1 to the Citizens.
3-1, yeah. I expect a home win in this one, just because of Liverpool's away form this season. Catastrophe at Bournemouth.
Terrible.
After destroying Manchester United at home 7-0, so unfortunately, I think it will be close. A lot of players have been on international duty, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to the Citizens. The second match of this humongous game week sees Arsenal take on Leeds at 3 o'clock. Arsenal top of the table, 6 wins on the bounce. Leeds United at the moment, 14th position. It was a very good win away against Wolves, which finished 4-2. 6 goals in that game, which was brilliant. However, I think Arsenal will win this one 3-0.
Yeah, for me, this is Arsenal's game, to be honest. They need to get the points up, especially, it's the business end of the season for them. They need to get that title secured ASAP, so 2-0. Next up, you've got Bournemouth versus Fulham. Now, Fulham, don't know how long they're going to be without Alexander Mitrovic. Haven't been in the greatest form recently, leaking goals as well. Whereas Bournemouth, not great either. Picked up a fluke result against Liverpool, then get absolutely smashed by Aston Villa. So, yeah, another smashing for Bournemouth. 2-0 to Fulham.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to. I think Bournemouth will score in this one. Maybe Kiefer Moore will be able to get on the pitch.
Kiefer Moore against
Latvia. Fulham, as you say, 2 losses on the bounce. Probably the international break has given them a little bit of a lift. You know, the players getting away, etc. So I'm going to go for an away win to Fulham. Bournemouth fighting for their lives, 3 defeats in their last 4, but I am going to go for a 2-1 away victory to Fulham. Next, we've got Brighton coming up against Brentford. You would say that this is the derby of the hipsters. Brighton
is
at home. You'd expect them to win. However, the likes of Matoma, McAllister, Estupiñán at the back, they've all been away on international duty for far-flung places around the globe. I think in Australia and South America and the Far East, etc. So a lot of travelling. Whether that will have an effect on these guys, I'm not too sure. Ivan Toney, only a few minutes played for England in this international break. It's going to be very, very tight. I suspect that both defences will want to keep this really watertight at the back, but with that attacking prowess in midfield, I think Brighton will just sneak it 1-0.
Interesting, yeah. I think these two teams are just going to cancel each other out, aren't they? It's just
7th and 8th in the tables. So.
Absolutely, same style of play, just basically the same club. Recruit really well behind the scenes, good ownership, and 1-1 draw, I think. Next up, we've got Crystal Palace versus Leicester, surprisingly giving the boot to poor Patrick Vieira, which at this time of the season I think is absolutely insane.
And what is more insane is Tawoo, Mr. Owl,
Boy is back. Mad. If Palace get relegated, completely their own fault, because for me, if they were going to get rid of Vieira, do it at the end of the season, don't do it now. So for that reason, I'm putting a Leicester win 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going to go exactly the same as you, Nathan. I'm going to go for a Leicester 2-1 away victory. So just before the international break, Maddison looked awesome in the middle of the park for them. They have got a few injuries. Striker wise in the Acho really needs to start finding the back of the net now. So I am going to go for a 2-1 win, and he's breaking his own record by becoming the oldest manager in the league yet again. We then move, as they say, on to Nottingham Forest against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Nottingham Forest struggling now, so no wins in their last 6, back-to-back defeats. against Newcastle and Tottenham.
Some tricky fixtures there, though.
It's tricky, but they are back at the City ground. Brennan Johnson injured for the international break. Whether he'll be back for this, I'm not too sure. They do like to score in front of their home fans, however. Wolves themselves, only one win in their last 6 back-to-back defeats for them. Surprisingly at home against Leeds, and it was a narrow defeat against Newcastle. This one's going to be tight and sit on the fence. I'm going to go 1-1.
I very nearly went for Desmond in this one,
Yeah.
but I don't know why. I just think Forest are going to get the 3 points here. Yeah, 2-1. I think they're going to go on a good run at the end of the season now, to be honest. Anyway, moving on to the 5:30 on Sky, we've got Chelsea versus Villa. Now, why on earth does this fixture scream a draw, considering the way Chelsea have been recently? I think Mr. Hoodie Benning, he's been on a good run. I think he's going to continue it going into the final end of the season as well, and Villa are going to end up very, very strongly, so 1-1 draw.
Yeah, tight this one. Havertz, I think he's currently ill, but whether he'll be available for this fixture on the weekend, not too sure. Felix is improving with every game. I think he scored a goal in that last fixture, as did Havertz from the penalty spot. Villa, they got goals in them. Ollie Watkins did fail to score in the last one, but he's been on a magnificent run. So another tight one, home at Stamford Bridge, all coming back from the international break. I'm just going to sneak this one to the Blues with a 2-1 victory. We then move on to the Sunday fixtures, live on Sky at 2 o'clock. We've got West Ham against Southampton, bottom of the table clash. Massive in the outcome of the season, this one. West Ham on 24 points and Southampton on 23 points. It's going to be very, very tough, but at home in front of those fans, who surely they've got to do their bit at the London Stadium for this one, and I think they will. And I think West Ham's going to sneak this one 1-0.
Yeah, West Ham really need to end the season well if they're going to stay up. So I reckon comprehensive 2-0 victory, score a few goals. Southampton, I don't know why, I just think they're going to tail off, and the international break came at the wrong time of the year for them, to be honest. But anyway, moving on. 2
defeats in the last 6 for Southampton.
Very, very true. It's the new, interim manager bounce, really. Anyway, moving on, next up we've got Newcastle versus Manchester United. Now, Man United, you just can't predict them, can you? I mean, they take points from the rich, but then give them to the poor at the end of the day. They're like Arsenal from a few years ago. But yeah, I think Newcastle they're gonna be knocking on the door, to be honest. Looking at that opportunity with Tottenham now getting rid of Antonio Conte on mutual consent, so they're going to be wanting to push into those Champions League spots. I think it's going to start from here, 1-1.
Well, Casemiro is missing for this one. However, McTominay on fire for Scotland.
Yeah, but that's for Scotland.
2 goals against Spain. I think he scored in their previous fixture as well.
Terrible for United.
Well, not too. Yeah, I don't think so. He does okay. But going forward, like Fernandes, Rashford, if he's back from his little injury, which kept him out of the international break. Away to Newcastle, they have had 2 victories in their last 2 matches against Forest and Wolves, but this is a sterner test. I'm going to sit on the fence again with this one. I'm going to go 1-1, which will be a repeat scoreline of last year's score. Moving on to the next fixture, which takes place on Monday evening. We've got Everton coming up against Spurs. Now, Spurs, Mr. Conte has left the building.
Yep.
Can Spurs now, are the shackles off, and will that mean they'll finally get an away win? Who knows? I think they will. Away against Everton. Tottenham are going to try, they are in 4th position. They need to consolidate that. The Toffees at home are a very sticky bunch to take any points off there, but I think Spurs will just come away with a 2-1 win and really rub it into Conte's wounds.
Yeah, no matter what here, Spurs are really just going to edge past, and it looks like Nagelsmann is going to go for the Spurs job, really? Even though there has been reports that he is learning English just to tell Daniel Levy no. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes either way, but Everton, they're going to bring him to it, but I just think it'll be too little for him. 2-1. Anyway, moving on, next up we've got Bournemouth versus Brighton. Now, we all know where this one's going. 3-0 Brighton.
I've gone exactly the same as you, Nathan. I've gone 3-0 to the South Coast hipsters down there. That's midfield, one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
3-0 to me. We then move on to Leeds United against Nottingham Forest. Another bottom of the table clash. There should be plenty of goals in this one, but I am going to edge it to Leeds 2-1 because of Forest's form on the road has been terrible.
Interesting. I don't know why. I'm going to edge it to Forest 1-0.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to be bold again this week, but I'm not convinced by Javi Gracia.
No.
And even then, their form at home has been awful for Leeds. So, awful home record, awful away record. Normally say a draw, but I'm going to back Forest 1-0. Anyway, moving on. Next up, we've got Leicester against Aston Villa. Now, Leicester, even though I have predicted them against Palace to get some points, that is because of that stupid Vieira's decision. And I think after that, against a decent Villa team, they're going to be losing points here, and I think they're going to be sucked into that relegation zone even more. 2-1.
Wow, well, I'm going to go for Desmond's in this one. Both teams score goals, both teams concede goals. There's going to be lots of it, but I think they'll cancel each other out in the end. So 2-2, and hopefully Maddison will get me a goal because I'm thinking of putting him in my fantasy football team. At 8 o'clock, then on Sky, we've got Chelsea against Liverpool. Another massive match at the, mid-table really, isn't it, for Chelsea. Liverpool, as we've already mentioned, don't travel well. I'm going to go for the same scoreline, which they'll lose against Man City. I've gone for a 2-1 victory to Chelsea. They're going to be up for this, surely, under the lights in London.
Liverpool's away form is one thing that's frustrating, but it's Chelsea. I don't know why. I'm going to back Liverpool here 1-0. Either way, it's going to be tight. Could go either way. Low scoring, however. Anyway, moving on. Next, we've got Man United versus Brentford at 8 o'clock. I think it's next Monday. I don't know.
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, even more weirder. Brentford. I don't know why. It's Brentford.
You're going for it, are you?
I am going to go for it. A 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Well, I'm going to go for a straightforward home victory to Manchester United. Ivan Toney's on something like 9 yellow cards at the moment.
And a potential ban as well.
That is coming in April. Whether it comes this early in April, I'm not too sure. Finished 3-0 last season in the corresponding fixture, so I am going to go for a 2-0 win in this one, especially at home for Manchester United, who are very, very strong. And the final fixture from this massive, humongous game week 6, West Ham take on Newcastle at London. Draw it and all over this one. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw under the lights in London. Again, West Ham need those points.
They do need those points, but I think Newcastle are going to push on.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be comprehensive as well, 2-1.
2-1. So that concludes our predictions for week 29 of this 2022-2023 Premier League season. Make sure you leave your predictions over at the Super Brew website, and also leave them in the comment section below because we read each and every comment. Nathan, it's the big one this weekend. The South Wales derby. Cardiff City, capital city of Wales, taking on Swansea City. Obviously, there's going to be a vlog, surely.
There is, providing that we win.
Oh, right.
Yes.
It's like that,
losing is not an option this weekend yet again. I mean, if God forbid we don't score in this thing, it'll be 10 years since we've last scored a goal in front of our fans, which is completely unacceptable. Yeah, subscribe channel link in description below.
And also, you've got
Wales
the Welsh shirt
Yes,
on.
it is out.
It is out?
At the time this video goes up, it'll be out.
But at the time of recording, it's probably rendering.
It's going up now, yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks for joining us once again. Massive one this week. Enjoy your Premier League weekend. Thanks for watching yet again, and we'll see you all in the next video.
Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna